What's up, YouTube? It's the Vintage Cube Chef. Welcome back to our last Lorwyn Eclipsed draft challenge. We've been spinning the wheel based off viewer submitted challenges all week, and this is going to be our last one before Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comes out later this week. So we're going to go ahead and spin the wheel, and whatever we spin is how it's going to affect our draft. You can see the options we have left are Forcing Changeling Tribal, Hybrid Card Vivid, Must Take Every Rare, no rares allowed. Every removal spell is a unique one. If we spin it, I will explain it. And of course, Kifkin Tribal, which is the only tribe that somehow we have not played online yet. So let's spin the wheel and see what we're doing for our last Lorwyn draft. Spin the wheel. It could be anything. Locking it in with Changeling Tribal. Interesting. There's a lot of ways you can interpret this, but the way I'm going to interpret it is that our goal is to have Changelings be the most prevalent creature type in our deck. So we'll see what we can do with it. Let's jump right into the draft. So regular old Lorwyn Eclipse draft, except we have the catch of the most prevalent creature type in our deck needs to be Changelings. That's our goal. I am not going to take a Changeling pack one pick one because it would be Prideful Beastling, which is just not really what we're doing. But Ashling Rekindled is absolutely something I'll pack one pick one. I think it makes it easy for this to be the one of the non-changelings in our deck because it casts for a lot of colors. On its backside, it makes 2 mana of any color, but you can only use it to cast mana value 4 or greater. So nice. It's just a really solid rare. The Dawnheart Dissident. Interesting. This hand, this creature is crazy. Um, doesn't go at all with Ashling. Like very much not at all. But this card just runs away with games. Doesn't need to be elves or goblins. It's just good. I could take it and keep ourselves open. I mean, what am I taking otherwise, right? Like Crib Swap is fine. Pretty far away from this too. Another Feastling, which is just underwhelming. I mean, I'm just gonna take Dawnheart Dissident and see what we can do here. I'm not really sure what I am, but hey, that's a changeling and one that I'm very happy to play. So this does count as a changeling type, so that helps us one count of changeling slash shapeshifter tribal. Um, Omni Changeling is also a changeling and very good with Ashling, but Nameless Inversion is a solid removal spell and can kind of go in any deck. So I'm gonna take it because it goes in any deck. Cards that go in any deck are good, turns out. Boggart Mischief to go with our Dawnhand Dissident Nameless Aversion start. Slam dunk our way into Goblins, just taking a bunch of Changelings along the way. Ashling can go in this deck as just a red creature. And then we're getting a Curse Tosser. All right, we do have to be careful here about taking too many Goblins, but Curse Tosser is absolutely one of the ones I will take. We already have one Shapeshifter. All right. Blight Rot is just amazing. It's not a shapeshifter, but there's not a shapeshifter in this pack, so we'll just have to keep that in mind. So we're Goblin Changeling. That's what we're trying to do here. So at this point, prioritizing decent Changelings over decent Goblins is going to be our next step because it kind of does the same thing, right? Either way. Um, Dawn Hand isn't a Goblin, but it just goes great in the Goblin deck, being able to recur your creatures. Curse Tosser's great, Nameless Aversion's great, Ashling's great, Blight Rot's great, Boggart Mischief's great. These first 6 picks are very, very solid. We don't even have to play Ashling, right? We could just be black and something else maybe. Although I would say if we're this heavy into goblins, it's hard to imagine we're not red black goblins. But the 2 changelings for us at common in these colors are the black white hybrid 2/3 lifelinker that we've already seen 2 of, and the mischievous sneakling, the blue black flash changeling. I don't believe that there is a black green common changeling. They're all the off color changeling ones. So there's a red green, blue black. Hey, that's a great changeling. I think it's actually better than Tweez here for us because of our requirements. Um, Moving us one up in the changeling area is going to be super important. So that's 2 changelings down. I think if we get to about 8 shapeshifters, we'll be in a great spot. So yeah, we're at 1 shapeshifter instant and 1 shapeshifter creature. Problem is, we're also at one goblin creature and one goblin enchantment. Second Sizzling Changeling, sign me up. They're aggressive. They honestly go great in the goblin deck. Cinder Strike, ninth pick. That's a signal. We wield our Cinder Strike from our opening pack. It was a good opening pack, I will say. I'm liking where we're at, though, here with this very low curve, aggressive, kind of goblin-y start. Scarblade's Malice can be quite good in decks like this, being able to give smaller creatures Death Touch and Lifelink, and then turn it into a 2/2 that we can then utilize for other things. We don't care too much about the black and green elf per se. Um, I mean, Elder Auntie is a pretty premium goblin for this deck, making two goblins. I'll hate draft the red card just to make that clear. Take a goblin as our last pick. Woof, selfless safe right. That's quite the card, I will say. Literally no changelings in this pack. Not a single one unless you count the core, which I don't. I'm gonna take Tweez. I think if I was not, I think even if I wasn't doing this challenge, I would take Tweez. We don't have a Tweez yet, and I think one or two of them is quite nice. Bloodline Bidding is kind of a bomb in our deck, being able to name Goblin and getting back all these changelings as well. Basically, they always come back. Seems pretty good. It is expensive. But we'll have a bunch of 1/1s that we'll be able to like convoke this with. Boggart Mischief, Elder Auntie make 1/1s, and we'll have a bunch of low power creatures. So we might not play it, but it's definitely the right card for us, potentially. Ashling can cast it, although I don't know if we'll actually have a blue source in the deck to ever flip Ashling. I mean, how many 4-cost cards are we even going to have in the deck is a good follow-up question to that. Wretched Wretch is fine. 3-mana 4/2 that sometimes comes back, right? Ways to put a counter on it right now. Oh, it's really good with Dissident, being able to use its ability on it. Problem is it's a goblin and not a changeling. And for that reason, I think I actually take Percher here to help us with our changeling tribal things, making sure we have enough changelings to make it so that we can take other goblins that are better. Right, we're at 3 goblins, 4 and 4 right now, because Boggart Mischief is also a goblin, Nameless Inversion is also a shapeshifter. So 3 of each creature. Catharsis for just double red. The 6-mana 4/5 that also pumps the board. Could take a Curse Tosser here. Curse Tosser is very good. Catharsis is probably better. This is crazy. I actually feel like I'm supposed to take Curse Tosser. That just seems wrong. No, I'm taking Catharsis. It's such a higher power level card. All right, Boggart Mischief is nice. The other thing nice about Catharsis is it doesn't increase our goblin count, which sounds counterintuitive, but it means that we can more confidently take other goblin cards, like a second Boggart's Mischief, and still be in a range where we can try and get changelings high enough. Here, I'm going to take Changeling Wayfinder. I would play it probably anyway. Um, Mischievous Sneakling over Zealot seems good. Increases our changeling count. All right, we're doing good on our changeling count now. I'm going to take the Goblin card here, I think, but I'm not going to play it. I've been pretty unimpressed with the Berserker. I think it's very fine. Perfect Intimidation or 2 kind of just decent Goblins. I need Goblin 2-drops, and the Boggart is fine, but a little too weak. Spikeling, sign me up. That's a Goblin and a Changeling. I'll take the Wretch, although it's very likely not getting played. I'm going to just cut it now. All right, how are we doing on our count? We're at 5 goblins, or 6 goblins if we count the enchantments. And for shapeshifters, we're at 7. All right, we're winning the race. Problem is, I don't really want to play this Rooftop Percher. I don't have to. Ashling, flipping to be able to play Catharsis and tapping for double white for Catharsis is kind of cute. We could run 1 island off of Changeling Wayfinder. Spewer's fine. It's a goblin. As is Elder Auntie, also fine. Lockmare. Ooh, now we're getting into funky stuff. running an island to be able to play Lockmare and flip our Ashling. It also decreases our goblin count, so it doesn't hurt us. I mean, I could take Changeling Wayfinder here, but it's such a lower power level card. Lockmare can just win a game, and now I can run an island and feel pretty good about it. Torchmaster, Blight 1 to gain haste. I could also just take a Feastling here. I think comparing them, they're pretty close in power level for my deck. I don't think giving anything haste here really matters as much when I could just be taking a Feastling, which increases my shapeshifters, which means I can take more goblins. Wow. Twilight Diviner and Dissident. We're not really doing the Diviner thing. Dissident's crazy. Flamebraider does cast for flipping Ashling, casts for Catharsis, works with all of our changelings, so 2 elementals and then all the changelings. Kind of cute, but I think that a second Dissident is better. It's also not a goblin, which is nice. A third Dissident? No, surely not. We have to take Eclipsed Boggart here, I think. Third Dissident. What? How is that even possible? Is it better than an Eclipsed Boggart? I feel like it is. Eclipsed Boggart hits like every card in our deck. I'm just gonna take the Boggart on that one. Eclipsed Flamekin's funny, but not for us. I think we take Tweez here. A little bit more interaction goes a long way. And then Elder Auntie, there is not a changeling in this pack. Would have very happily taken a changeling there. Second Eclipsed Flamekin, no thanks. Spikeling's a changeling. Wickamar is cute, not really for us. And for the record, Flamekin hits Catharsis, all of our changelings, Ashling. It's not a 0 at all, and it can also hit an island. Hold on. Are elementals in danger of becoming our problem? Nah, not really. I'll take the Auntie and not play it. We already have 2. I will take Glamour Might and not play it. Doesn't really matter. I'm not playing any of these. I might play a Auntie Sentence. Chaos Spewer and not play it. Okay. I think we can very easily make our most prevalent creature type be changelings with this deck. So the question will just be what our cuts are. So if I cut these 3, second Auntie Sentence. Okay. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Maybe Malice. I don't need a Vile Barber. 2. Is Bloodline Bidding good enough in our deck? Return all creature cards of the chosen type. So we cannot return Boggart Mischiefs if they get destroyed. It's very relevant here. How many islands are we running? We have a Lockmare. It's really just for Lockmare. Changeling Wayfinder. We don't have to flip Ashling really ever if we don't need to. Very easy to discard it or surveil it away if we need to. So let's check our creature count here. So our most prevalent creature type is goblins and changelings. 6 goblins, 7 shapeshifters. We have 1 shapeshifter in the instance and 2 goblins in the enchantments. So we need to cut a goblin to have it be our most prevalent creature type. And then we're obviously cutting a land. 15, well, we're already at land. So we need to cut a goblin, and then we have to not cut a, what's it called? A changeling as our last cut, whatever it is. So for the goblin, to me, it's probably Biovile Boggart. Boggart Prankster being 3 toughness to be able to put a bunch of counters from our dissidents and our Boggart Mischief seems more important than having a 1/1 on turn 1 um, for it. And we have to cut 1 more card. It can't be a changeling. Could be an Elderonti, or it's Bloodline Bidding, right? So we have a lot of ways to surveil stuff to the graveyard, but then how do we get to 8 mana even with Convoking? We have basically no ramp outside of Ashling flipping. So I don't know if Bloodline Bidding is right for us. I mean, even if we name Goblin, we do have a lot of changelings to go get, and Tweez put stuff in the graveyard potentially too. But I just feel like it's too slow. So that's our cuts, and then just to confirm, if we look at the deck here, We have 7 shapeshifters and creatures plus an instant, makes 8 total shapeshifters. And then for goblins, we have 5 creatures and the 2 enchantments for a total of 7. So this is a enchant or a shapeshifter tribal deck where we have more shapeshifters than anything else. We also have a sneaky amount of really good elementals, right? We have a Catharsis, and we have a Lockmare and an Ashling, which are all great. Ashling we're really just using for the front. The only card in our deck that it can flip and cast is Catharsis, but because it adds too many of any color, if we flip it and use it to cast Catharsis, it can cast it for double white as well as the double red. So that's kind of just a nice little bonus. But really, I'm happy to play this as a 6 mana 4/5 that enters and gives everything else +1/+1 haste. Or 6 mana 4/5 haste that gives everything +1/+1 haste most of the time. And that's our deck. So let's jump right into the draft. And if you've been having fun, if you've been enjoying these Lorwyn uh, viewer challenges, I'd really appreciate it if you liked, subscribed, did all the things. It would mean a lot to me. All right, let's jump into the first game. Game 1 on the draw, but with a turn 1 Curse Tosser into Spikeling into Boggart, assuming we draw any land other than this. Uh-huh. Behold this Spikeling that I'm almost certainly playing on turn 2. The only reason I wouldn't is if I draw a Swamp, and then I'll play double Dissident instead. Nice Elf. Hmm. Well, I'm not attacking with the Curse Tosser here. Just let them discard 1 card, and then I just lose the ability. I think Button Curse Tosser is worth a lot more to me than them discarding a card. Would I have played 1 mana, target player discards a card? Probably not. And then we're going to play Boggart next turn and either hit a Goblin or ideally a Swamp, if not a Goblin. And they don't attack. Oh, Swamp's nice. All right, well, now I don't have to take a land. I would love the Goblin enchantment. Ooh, Ashling and Catharsis to the bottom? Yuck. All right, I guess we're all just hanging out, huh? I mean, my hand is better for hanging out than their hand is, I would say. I mean, if they attack with that, then I get some pretty nuts attacks on the flip. Sure. Spikeling can't wear counters, so I'm kind of fine with it dying. And you can have a surveil here. Oh, they surveilled safe right away. They desperately need lands. Kept it on top. Second Iron Shield Elf. Crazy. Into more Eyes. Scary. Um, so we play an island here, and then we play double Dawnhand Dissident, and then flash in Mischievous Sneakling. Curse Tosser not yet having a target is getting annoying. I think at this point, I'm just going to start getting in. If they want to discard a card now, I'm fine with it. We can always get back with Dissident. Discard a card of choice. Oh, just trade. Deal. All right, well, I've double Dawnhand Dissident. So I'll be able to replay Curse Tosser or Spikeling if I need to. Oh, that's Doran. Okay. Problematic, I would say. Problematic. It's a 5/3. I think I gotta take 5 here. All right, so we play Sneakling. We have lots of good ways to go about dealing with this deck. So first and foremost, we're gonna surveil 1 onto itself. I do not want land. And then we're going to surveil 2 or blight 2 to exile the Curse Tosser. onto the boggart, because it means we can cast it this turn by removing all those counters. And then we're going to draw for turn, hit a great card, go to main, cast Beholding a Goblin, auto pay, behold this goblin, removing all three of the counters we just did. And then replay or play the changeling that we kept on top, or that we drew, play the land they know about, and pass. And now every turn I can block with the changeling and then exile it and replay it. I can also do that with the boggart. But I need the toughness on the boggart to be able to blight 2 on something, actually. Very relevant. So let's see what they do here. So I am blocking. All right. They have an answer for one of the dissidents. Okay. Um. Oh my gosh, it's so large. I think we just take 5 this turn. Exile the top card. See what we get here. I need a way to kill Curse Tosser, and then I'm golden. Because I can just kill Doran with it. Okay. We get to kill Doran now, which is very important. Oh, I just Dawnhand Dissident to do this. Duh. So Blight 1 to Surveil, sacrificing Curse Tosser. Oh, actually, I don't even need to do that. I can attack first. So we Blight Rot the Iron Shield Elf. Go away. No point keeping a land in hand, I don't believe. Play the Boggart Prankster, because it gives us extra stats. Go to combat. Swing. Swing. Give Eclipsed Boggart extra power. And then Surveil 1. I actually have to do this main phase. I forgot Beastling will get stats if it blocks. I haven't killed Doran. Kill Doran. I don't want another land. Thank you very much. Thank you much. We're going to put a pause on my upkeep. At this point, they want to go land, so they can go Morkont's Eyes for 4. Really don't want to see them play a land this turn. They also could keep a removal spell for Dawnhand Dissident. Okay, they did. So no need for the upkeep. Hold another land. Yucky. Well, I'm swinging with the team, giving Boggart Prankster the additional attack. I'm at lower life, but my board is significantly scarier. So now we can tweeze and hit and have a land to discard. If we draw Catharsis, which we know is in the bottom 3, Catharsis and Ashling being in the bottom 3 is really gross. We haven't had a way to search our deck yet, have we? No, but we have search for a land off of Changeling Wayfinder. Not a bad top deck because it just puts Catharsis and Ashling back into the mix. Yeah, they can attack game 1. I lose 1, so I go to 9. They go to 12. Celestial Reunion, revealing 2 elves to go get a 3-drop elf directly into play. And it's Eclipsed Elf. Hit a land. Okay, scary. Now Morkont's Eyes can be sacrificed next turn. Land, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 lands in the top 19. We're running 16 lands. Also, a land's in the bottom 3. No point in not playing a land, I guess. Giving them another elf in the graveyard is very scary for Morkon's Eyes, because they're just trying to find a land to be able to crack the Morkon's Eyes. Sorcery speed, right? Shimmer creep for X equals 2. Okay. Yeah, I'd keep that on top as well. Elder Auntie's a decent top deck. Not great, though. Where's our Boggart Mischiefs, man? The Blight 1, make 2 goblins, and then whenever a goblin dies, you drain. Like, we are money. Oh, God. Second Morkon's Eyes. Okay. Tweeze. Tweeze is a good top deck. I really don't want to use this on Eclipsed Elf to give them another target, but we just have to use this now. It gives them another elf in the graveyard, but we just gotta get rid of these lands. Spikeling's another creature. Alright. The way we get out of this is Boggart Mischief. Or Catharsis, but Catharsis is not a top deck we can get. Lockmare doesn't help us because we only have the 1 blue source. Mill a Goblin? Is that a Goblin? Keep a land on top? Damn it. I mean, they have 3 chances to draw a land, right? Because Morkon's Eyes. Just attack the 3/5. This is sorcery speed, right? Yeah, so we know if they're gonna do it. Why even attack? Just crack a Morkon's Eyes, crack a Morkon's Eyes, make 10 2/2s, 2 turns. Sizzling Changeling. Sure. Yeah, if we didn't flood, we were money. And that's been the name of the game with this format, is just flood, flood, flood. Can't catch a break. Yeah, you don't need a land now. Look at this. They are 16 cards into their deck, and they've seen a total of 7 lands. Sorry, they have 16 cards left, right? So we've drawn 1 less card than them and seen 4 more lands. Oh my god, we're just putting 2/2s into their deck, or for them to. I mean, these ones don't matter. I think I have to let the Spikeling through, or the Beastling, even though it's a free block, because it makes it. I guess it doesn't really matter how we do it. We do this. We do this. We're taking 7, so we kind of have to do this. This has Menace. Sure, whatever. I want the Changeling to die. Oh, wait. Because I need to block with a 1/1. It doesn't matter. They just make 8 Morkon's Eyes afterward. It's irrelevant. Okay. Yeah, double Morkon's Eyes made a million 2/2s. And we flooded. Try again. Hey, Boggart Mischief. But no 1s and 2s in this deck. I mean, I keep this hand on the play. It's a pretty nuts hand to keep. We could Changeling Wayfinder for the island even. Although I'm probably playing Eclipse Boggart on turn 3. Play Eclipse Boggart, immediately Boggart Mischief it. Can't top deck a 1-drop, but we can top deck a 2-drop. See what we do. Forest? Nope, we'll draw lands. Of course we will. Why wouldn't we? Yep. Turn 2. Informant. Keep it on top. I'm gonna go get Island because I'm also fine trading Informant away with this Wayfinder this way. And then next turn we play Boggart, leaving up a swamp so that we can hypothetically hit a Curse Tosser. Ooh, Explorer. Nice. Green white. So that's an interesting combination. Um, they're actually tapped out here. So I think I'm supposed to just, while they're tapped out, immediately play Boggart Mischief and Blight 1 on the Changeling Wayfinder. Get it down, start getting value out of it. The 1/1s also block Informant incredibly well. So, see what we're doing here. Kin binding this early. Oof. Okay. Um, I'm never getting this off the board for cheaper than this, right? Yeah. Ding, ding. They get a surveil. I lose 2, and then I gain 2, and they lose 2. Here we can play Eclipse Boggart and just try to hit any 2-drop. We need a 2-drop. Or a 1-drop. Just not just the land. Okay. Well, I don't want the land, so I will take the Changeling and play out the island finally. Eclipse Boggart blocks 1/1s well, but these won't be 1/1s. Changelings are going to help a lot. Eclipsed Elf off triple green. Wild. Are you elves? Or are you not elves? Or green. Okay, you're like mono green kin binding? Pretty fun. Kin binding's gonna make a number of creatures, so these will both be 3/3s. I'll chump block with Wayfinder here to drain them and loot and you know keep it lower. Definitely chump blocking now. They're 4/4s this turn. Yeah, kin binding is crazy. But this turn we finally get to play double 3-drop. So that's pretty nice. I don't want to play double sizzling changeling. That could be a concern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so we're gonna play Elder Auntie and 1 sizzling changeling. The reason I don't want to play both, they have something for 1 white. Oh, they have Convoke. Gross. No attacks. The reason I don't want to play both is because I'll exile 2 cards off the top, and I also need more blockers volume-wise right now. We need to take Shield Bearer off the board. We just need to start taking stuff off the board. But Shield Bearer being able to pump is scary. So we'll see what they do. They have an elf in their graveyard, so if they play, yeah, stats are statin. Oh, please activate the land instead of holding up Shield Bearer. Thank goodness. I say that, but this is Kin Binding's absurd. Okay, we gotta take stuff off the board here. Doesn't really matter how. Um, take the 3/3 off the board. Chump block on the 1. Double block the Timid. And then if they have a flash thing, we just lose. Of course. Yeah, just look at this. Look at this draw, right? Like, welcome to Lorwyn. Our deck is absurd, and it just doesn't matter because we're just getting bombed out or flooded out. We're just gonna die. This is ridiculous. Oh, Tweeze? Yeah, that seems really impactful right now. Yep, we lose. Kin binding. Can't do anything about it. All right. We've had 2 games where it didn't really feel like we did anything. All right. I am so excited to be done with this set. Another hand with all 3s on the play. Did I mulligan this? I'm mulliganing this one. Last time we didn't mulligan and not playing anything till turn 3 lost us the game. Um, I'm putting away the second Dissident and just keeping our perfect curve of 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'm not really sure what we should be doing. I mean, we lost single-handedly to Kin Binding. Nothing else mattered. And then we've lost that first game we lost to Flooding and double Morkont's Eyes. So this absurd card. Let's see what they want to do here. gonna put a stop on my upkeep to surveil one with Dawnhard Dissident. See what we hit. I do not want to land. Draw for turn. Draw land. All right, the flood begins. Main, land, swing for 2. I'm actually going to play a 2/3 here because it can wear the counters for Dawnhard Dissident better. Mischievous Sneakling. Sure, it also blocks that better. See how they want to do this. I assume they're elementals, so a lot of really strong 3-drop elementals they could play. Eclipsed is the best of them, especially here. Flaring Cinder is not nearly as scary. Discard and draw? No. Well, now it's definitely not as scary. Okay. I'm just going to play a island, and then, oh my gosh, why is it not keeping up black? Want to keep up single black for the combat trick I don't have, and I'll swing for 2, and then I'll be able to cast it if they've blocked. All right, keeping up the 2/3. I want to put counters on the 2/3. We get a free surveil if they attack and let me block with Sizzling Changeling. I want Sizzling Changeling to die. I'm attacking with it either way. Okay. Nameless Inversion. Very nice. All right. Well, keep swinging. The aggro is aggroing. Okay. Resolve. Until the end of my next turn, I can use Sizzling Changeling. It is. So what we're actually going to do is white 2, exile Sizzling Changeling onto Feastling, and then just immediately. Why do you want to keep my blue up so bad? And then just remove the counters and replay it. And we're still holding up Nameless Inversion, and we have a Blightrot for next turn. I'm not too worried about Nameless Inversion or either of these things, personally. Plus, I could have Giant Fall, and I want to be able to respond to Giant Fall if that's what they have to kill my Dissident. Mauler is irrelevant. Second Flamecaster is fine. I'm just going to kill a Flamecaster, use my mana effectively here, and I'm going to put a stop on my upkeep. Never mind, it didn't let me. Annoying. We have to use this turn. So I guess we just go to combat, swing like this. I assume they don't block. If Changeling dies, I get a free card again that I can use up till next turn. Very happy to take this off the board. See what we hit. Tweeze. That's nice for next turn. I'm not really worried about my health anymore, so I'll just kill this. And then end my turn. See what they want to do. No point in surveilling at instant speed. Illusion Spinners. That's a fun card. All right. Pass to attackers. I will surveil one, putting a counter on itself. Lockmare. Yeah, that seems pretty fun. And then I'm going to draw that. And I'm going to tweeze the Flamecaster, resolve, discarding Elder Auntie, hit Ashling. Fun. Go to my main phase, play a Lockmare, and say go. As long as this is untapped, it has hexproof. But I can also just now have the combo of Lockmare plus. So remove 2 counters, tap a target creature, and put a stun counter on it. Nice. Alright. They need to kill Lockmare, they need to kill Dissident. Pass. Your turn? Okay. I'm going to just Surveil, actually, onto the Lockmare. It having 1 toughness or 2 changes nothing, but having extra counters to use does. Does land help me? I think it does. I don't really want land. Okay, well, I drew land anyway, because of course I did. I could get back my Changeling. I think it's actually better to just remove 2 counters from this and tap this. Well, I might as well play Ashling first and discard this land. Submit. Ooh, Curse Tosser. That does not help me. I don't believe. Do not believe it helps me. I'm feeling pretty good life-wise, so maybe we just cast this, beholding a goblin, behold this goblin, and then we're holding up just using Lockmare. We can flip Ashling. That's pretty fun. But I think using the blue for Lockmare is more important than having mana value 4 or greater. Thirst for Identity. Yeah, that's allowed. And then discard either 2 cards or a creature. The issue of this card is, like, imagine they drew 2 non-relevant cards and a creature. It's kind of like they just had to discard the creature there. Like, let's say they hit land, removal spell, Flamebreather. Rooftop Percher. Cute. What do you want to exile from my graveyard? I get to save one of these things. In response to the target, I blight 2 on. I want the Sizzling Changeling. I'll blight on Ashling, card I care the least about, to get that exiled so I can recast it for free. Or not for free, I can recast it. The Flyers are real. You have to be careful. But their health total is way more suspect than mine because I can tap down their stuff. Yeah, I'll take the 4. That also now can be tapped down permanently. Another land, huh? Another Sizzling Changeling. I do not flip. Land is actually decent here. So we're going to pay, because we're going to pay 3. We're going to remove counters from among permanents I control. And it's going to be Ashling and the Dissident. And I'm going to pay 3 and tap this and stun it. And then still can't really go to combat this turn, but next turn, combat is ours. But the cycle now is in play of us putting counters on Lockmare and then removing counters from Lockmare to keep something stunned and tapped. Eventually, they'll have to play something that Curse Tosser can kill. But the blue for Lockmare is more important than anything else now. We can always get it back too, so I'm feeling pretty good here. We just need to find a removal spell for one of these 2 flyers. We've already seen Nameless Inversion, Blight Rot, and Tweeze, so I don't know how much more removal I have. I have the 1 mana deal 4, right? Oh, also finding a Boggart Mischief will help because the life gain for these changelings dying and coming back and dying and coming back is very relevant. opponent trying to figure out how to deal with this board. Can't say that I blame them. If they attack with Guild Weaver, I'm multi-blocking because I can get things back from my graveyard. I have no creatures in my graveyard at the moment, though. Play a land. Okay. 8 lands. Into Shine Striker. Draw 2 cards. Why was that a thinker? I don't know. Sometimes people mystify me of what they're actually thinking about over there. Why would you not play another 3/3 flyer here? Uh-huh. Okay. I'm going to surveil one onto my Lockmare. So it has the 2 counters to remove. Another land. What is happening? How many lands is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 lands. We've seen 18 cards. They've seen 1 less card than us, and they have 2 less lands unless they top deck land. We need a draw. Mmm, so fun. How is this possible? Decline. Absurd. I remove 2 counters from this and tap down Shine Striker. I have nothing better to do with this land, so I might as well play it. I think I swing with everything. Yeah, I swing with everything. Keeping back I keep back Ashling, I guess. Yeah, I keep back Ashling. I need an extra creature that can block in case they have a removal spell. Um, in response to that, I'm gonna blight one and surveil on my Curse Tosser to just kill the Sneakling and hit a Tweeze. Awesome. Yep, that gains me 2 life. And they go to 5. And then I play a second Changeling and say go. So they have 11 damage on board. They have to get through 2 blockers. So they need a way to do 2 extra damage and a way to get through both blockers. So like I guess land, Tweeze. No, they can't have it all, right? Oh no. If their 2 cards are exactly Tweeze and the Stratosaur to put the Guild Weaver in the air, oh, that's still not enough. Yeah, there's just they need an extra mana. They can't have it all. So they're dead on board. They don't know it, but Tweeze also ensures it. Okay. Decline as per usual. So I can put 2 counters on Lockmare and then remove 2 counters. I guess I want the Beastling. Put 2 counters on Lockmare. Doesn't really matter how we do this. We're using this to remove 2 counters from this and tap this down. And then swinging with the team. This time I swing with everybody because I have a Tweeze to go face. Glen, Alendra, Guardian. So they block a 4/5 and a 3/2. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I just ping their face with this before they can remove a counter and draw a card with it. Doesn't matter. All right, well, that's one. This deck is too good to be grinding games like this. It's so absurd. All right. On the play again. I keep. We draw any land, we're fine. We've been flooding, so I'm gonna say that, and then now we're gonna get flooded still. Turn to Boggart Prankster. Pretty good, pretty good. To a lifelinker? Sure. I'm not blight rotting that, but I am gonna hit for 2. Cool. Play a Feastling, because it's a goblin that I'm very happy to be able to give an extra power and attack with. I kind of want to just draw 3 lands in a row here, right? We play Elderonti, we play Elderonti, we Blight Rot, then we just play Catharsis. Oh, that's annoying. Hmm. I'm just gonna play Elderonti. I could play Dissonant, but give itself the attacking power. It's given attacking goblin. You don't even have to select it. Yeah, if they want to get rid of the Feastling the hard way, they can. Well, Elderonti can attack for that at least. I doubt they want to trade Preacher for my 2/2 with no text. I think I play Dissident, and I'm just gonna Blight Rot the Flyer, because I can then attack with everybody, give the 1/1 an extra power. I can trade with Elder Auntie or just prevent a damage by blocking the Prankster. Sure. We put a hold on our upkeep so that we can surveil onto the Beastling. Now you gain 2 life. 16 all. I'm gonna surveil 1 on Beastling. Ashland. Nope. Graveyard. I can always recast it off the Dissident. Island. Wow. Ain't that a twist? Didn't see that coming. Tap the island, please. Thank you. Remember, they tap nothing this turn. Wow. Glenolendra's answer to make a 1/1, huh? Okay. Weird choices you're making, opponent. I'm just gonna get him for 2 here. Weird choices. Put another hold on our upkeep. We can now sacrifice the Feastling to Dissident. Then we'll have no creatures with counters on them, which is awkward. I just want to surveil, actually. Ain't that a twist? We're counting out our 1/1s. I want to find Boggart Mischief, I think. I think that's the card I really want. If they want to spend their turn exiling Spiral into Solitude to Blight, that seems so low priority. Oh, Wandervine Farewell. The Spiral into Solitude and my token, so that you can replay Spiral into Solitude on the Dissident. Interesting. Well, if you're going to be doing that anyway, I might as well put 2 counters on the Prankster. I guess I should just draw first then. Okay, go to main. I'm going to cast Ashling by putting 2 counters on Boggart Prankster and then removing all the counters on the board. Play this, decline, because I'm really going to flip it, and then swing, giving the Feastling an extra damage because it has lifelink. They don't know we have Catharsis, right? So to them, they're like, okay, I spiral into Solitude, something relevant here, I remove something else. But if they don't deal with Ashling, I pay to flip it and then add double white. And then Catharsis makes 2/1/1s and gives everything +1/+1 in haste. Which is a problem for them, I think. So we say auto pay, white Catharsis, or double white, double red. Make 2/1/1s, give everything, give the whole board stats. Go to combat. They're at 10. I have 9 attackers. Yeah, this is just really ugly for them, isn't it? I think we leave back Dissident, and otherwise I attack with everybody. That way Dissident can, oh, I get to give a Goblin +1 attack. We'll give the Prankster itself. Better divide the damage, or do I want extra life? I mean, they have to chump block a million ways here. All right, you figure it out. Sure, I get a free card. Sure, that's a pretty free chump. And then you have just a million 3-power things. 3 3-power things and 3 2-power things. You have 3 blockers. So they take 6 here. And I'm holding up using the Dissident. And I get a card off Changeling. Okay. So we chump the board down. And then you aren't blocking Catharsis. Take 6, 7, 8 this way. And your Wandervine Preacher lives. Okay. I gain 3 and exile Tweeze because it's funny. No? Alright, I'll play the land. And then I'm just holding up Dissident to do whatever I want with. Also, I can put 2 counters. Yeah, this is so far ahead. Alright, on to the next one. Alright, we're 2-2. Still on sudden death here. See if we can turn this draft around after how it started. I'm going to keep this hand. We have interaction on the draw. And then Changeling Wayfinder finds us that swamp if we don't draw it naturally. Don't feel like I'm supposed to just shoot the Boggart on turn 1. I just don't think that's right. I'm fine with taking 2 or 3 damage from this. Alright, it was the right play to shoot the Boggart. We can still draw a swamp here. Not sure what they're thinking about. Of course you attack for 2, it's free. Nothing to flash in. And we don't draw a swamp, we draw a mountain. Yeah, we're just too many turns away from actually being able to play something. Changeling Wayfinder goes and finds Swamp, and then afterwards we can play Nameless Inversion. Yeah. We'll see if that 2 damage comes back to bite us. But, oh, we drew a Swamp. Does that change what we play? Yeah, I'm definitely playing a Swamp here now. I play Changeling Wayfinder to go get a Swamp. And then next turn I have Dissident and I have Nameless Inversion. Let's see what they do here. Another Vile Boggart. Okay. Either way, we save ourselves damage. I actually think I'd rather just take this off the board. They want to use a combat trick on it. I don't care. Certainly not a removal spell that I care about for it. More lands. Okay. Have we drawn anything but lands? We drew Nameless Inversion. Never mind. Well, we have Nameless Inversion, but they are just going to kill the Dissident here. Hovel Hurler enters a 2 neg counters. It's a pretty big problem. This represents the most damage, so it's what we do to get it off the board. Man. Yeah, I think we just gotta take this off the board here. We just need to stop drawing lands. Okay. The only blue card in our deck? Cool. Very cool. Well, we lose. Oh well. Once again, Arena decides we lose. They curved out 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we go to 3. Even if I have a perfect removal spell for Hobble Hurler, never land. I'm so over this set, and it's not at all because of the set. It's because this happens in every single game and every single draft. I'm so over it. 5, 6, 7, 8 lands in the top 14 after keeping, what was it, 3 lands or 4 lands or whatever. And of course, we don't, of all these lands, we saw half our lands. We don't draw the 50-50 of the island, although it wouldn't have mattered. I could play Catharsis. It's just a 4/5, but they just put Elder Auntie in the air and I lose, so it doesn't matter. None of it mattered. It's just the way Arena has been for this set. It's why we're doing challenges. This format is just not been kind to us. And that's okay. That's okay. Life goes on, but very frustrating to say the least. I'm so done playing this format. This is a great deck, you know? I mean, we're playing 15 lands, or 16 lands, right? We have the one blue card in the whole deck for Island. We have a way to go get it, but we somehow had to still not go get the island with Changeling Wayfinder because of the way we drew our lands. We had 5 mountains, right? So we had to go get it. Double Dissident, Ashling. Let me put the rares over here. It's just an absurd rare pile. Double Dissident, Ashling. We have double Boggart Mischief. We saw it 1 game total, right? We saw 1 Boggart Mischief. So another case of also drawing like that bottom 25% of our deck every single game, right? Every single game we saw Boggart Prankster essentially. We saw Elder Aunties. We saw these Changelings. We saw Pridely Beastling. Wayfinder's not very good in our deck, right? Like, how many games did we have where we had a Tweeze early in the game? How many games did we have where we played a 1-drop when we have triple 1-drop in the deck, right? Like, statistically, we should have better odds than this. How many games should we play? Should we be playing a Boggart Mischief on turn 3 and essentially, putting so much pressure on our opponent early? I don't know. It's just one of those drafts. Definitely, this was a tough one with having to take changelings over higher quality cards. Notably, Beastling and Wayfinder are much weaker than other cards could be in our deck, especially in goblins. We had to pass a couple goblins to do it, but they're not a big enough difference. Once again, the thing that actually got us is the lands. Like, all 3 of the games that we lost were to not drawing a curve out in a deck that is, look at this curve, right? We have so many 3 and less costing things. I mean, we're a little 3 heavy. I mean, I would say I'd prefer a couple of these things to be 3s over not 3s, because Catharsis is a 6, right? We're never casting it for double white for 2/1/1s. So never casting it for double red, right, on turn 2. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 2-drops in our deck, right? So statistically speaking, a hand of 7 cards should have 1, but arguably almost always 2, right? Because 2 in every 8 cards is a 2-drop. So the best way to interpret this is that on turn 2, we should have 2 2-drops every game. That is average, right? How many games in this draft did we have 2 2-drops in our hand on turn 2? Or 2 or less, right? Like 1 as the one we won, right? So this is what I mean with the set of just like not drawing and sequencing in a way that our deck is supposed to work. Nothing you can do about that as a player. You just have to roll with the punches and find a hot streak eventually. But with how short the lifespan of this set is, and also how not fun the repetitive tribal nature has been, it's just not something where we're going to get on a hot streak and actually turn it around. So we're ending Lorwyn on a consistent, disappointing bleh and go into TMNT, which I'm not very excited about personally. Uh, So it's a little bit frustrating this how it's ending. At least Arena Cube's a lot of fun, but say what me. On that note, this is the last Lorwyn draft, so I will not be doing more of these. So unfortunately, if you submitted challenges on the wheel, I really appreciate that you did, but we can't do them all. There's just too many for me to get through them all in the time Lorwyn's left, and I have no drive to continue playing Lorwyn with how just disappointing the set is. With that, I really appreciate you watching the video to this point. If you aren't subscribed, I'd appreciate it if you want to see me tilt more, because that's just what Lorwyn has been. But hopefully we'll have some formats in the future where I get to have a little bit more fun and Arena's a little bit nicer, but say what be, it is the way it is. Regardless, I appreciate you for getting this far, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Thanks.